Hello, I am Molly Keyser, and in this video I will be talking about college students dealing with the social norms of drinking. Have you ever noticed your friend getting bad anxiety or depression? Have you seen them out partying and drinking every weekend or every day? Or have you seen them on a dramatic decline from doing school and going to classes? One of the many things that they might be dealing with is the pressure of drinking and social norms. Drinking and partying in college has always been a stereotype within the community. Although there are times to have fun and go out with your friends, a majority of students get lost within their social life. Now, what is a social norm? Social norms are typically defined as rules and standards that are understood by members of a group and that guide or constrain social behaviors without force of law. An example of a social norm would be making a line behind a water fountain. It is not a law, but it is an implied rule put there by members of that community. Social norm drinking is also an implied rule put on college students through their community. Social norm drinking has many effects of the students participating and those who are not. Some signs that indicate whether or not your friend is experiencing these social norms would be a decrease in work ethic, increased anxiety and depression, lack of academic responsibilities, and lasting mental health issues. It is more likely for students to fail a class, drop out of school, fall behind, and earn lower grades when they are influenced by drinking norms. Although these students do realize that they are falling behind, most of them do not seem to make progress on ending this harmful cycle of drinking. Students who do not or rarely participate in social norm drinking in college also get affected by their peers. Non-drinkers could possibly have their sleep or study time interrupted. They could face insults from drinkers, non-consensual sexual acts, lasting arguments, assault, or even personal property could be damaged. Non-drinkers face more serious situations when they come in contact with a student who has been drinking. The infographic shown on the screen shares the dangers of partying, which include 1,825 students die each year from alcohol-related unintentional injuries. Over 97,000 students are victims of alcohol-related sexual assault or date rape. 599,000 students have received unintentional injuries while under the influence. Over 690,000 students are assaulted by another student who has been drinking. Over 150,000 students developed an alcohol-related health problem. 2 million students have reported driving while under the influence. 11% of college students are involved with property destruction while under the influence as well. Some dangerous effects that social norm drinking has on students would include alcohol poisoning. Alcohol poisoning is a key health factor that can be shown in a student who is drinking because of the pressing social norms. For a definition, alcohol poisoning is when a person drinks too much alcohol in a short time period. Symptoms would include unconsciousness, vomiting, confusion, irregular breathing patterns, behavioral changes, slurred speech, and uncoordinated movements. Social norms connected with drinking are also loosely connected to the pressure of using other drugs in a college setting. This means that alcohol is used as a gateway drug in the college student community. It is said that when you start drinking, the door opens, and then the more you want to try other drugs and other substances. If you're recognizing that your friend might have some of these symptoms, here are some ways that you can help. A method that is used to solve normalized binge drinking on college campuses and a way of helping your close friends is interventions. The definition of an intervention is the act of interfering with the outcome or course, especially of condition or a process, as to prevent harm or improve functioning. To help combat the social norm drinking stereotypes, researchers and experts within the field have decided that interventions would help the students the most, allowing for the subject of the intervention to acknowledge and recognize not only what they're doing to their health and well-being, but what they are doing to those around them. The goal of all interventions revolving around substance abuse is to get them into treatment or to stop the use of that substance. Although interventions are the fastest way to combat social normative drinking, there are some side effects. The most pressing is the subject's mental state, emotionally and physically. You do not want to pressure the subject, but giving your honest thoughts and advice will help them during this process. Another possible side effect could be that the subject does not listen and instead continues these social norms. Just because an intervention was held does not mean that the subject will participate in the behavior being presented. In order for an intervention to fully succeed, the subject will have to adapt to the loss of alcohol and other substances. Because we grew up in a society that implied that college is where you have freedom to drink and do all the things you want, our social norms got twisted. Drinking with social norms can cause many effects on your life and the others around you. Make sure that you and your friends practice safe and relaxing outlets instead of social normative drinking.